All right. Hey guys, good morning. It's actually, gosh, I think it's about 8. I've been up for a while actually, but I'm just getting around to doing my face. And I thought I would come on and I would just show you my morning routine for glowing, beautiful, dewy, hydrated, emollient skin. And for those of you who watch my videos, you know that I don't do any modern skincare at all. If it's modern, I don't do it. And this is how I maintain my 57-year-old skin. I'm cool with wrinkles and I'm aging. It's totally great. I'm embracing it because why not? Like, there's no shame in getting older. As a matter of fact, I think it's the opposite. I actually look at young people and feel bad for them, to be perfectly honest. Like, I feel bad for them. And, you know, when I see these young girls that are trying so hard and I think that's all you have going for you, it's really sad. And for women my age that are trying to look younger than they are, it's just really sad. It's a sad statement about where we are internally and the fact that your diet, your lifestyle, and all of those things play a role in how you age. And of course, we've got genetics and, you know, that too. But your lifestyle and your diet play a huge role because your skin is made up of building blocks. I'm tired of the whole, oh, it's genetics. Well, no, it's not all genetics because, you know, your skin is made up of building blocks. And if you don't give your skin the building blocks that it needs to build healthy skin, you're not going to have healthy skin. And it needs a certain amount of nutrients, all right? And because the body has to prioritize where nutrients go, it's going to your organs, your internal organs, before it's going to go to your skin, okay? And the building blocks, you know, are not going to be going to your skin. They're going to be going to your internal organs that you'll actually die really fast without. So, you know, it's a balancing act. So most people don't eat a human appropriate diet. We are apex predators, all right? Just so you understand our biology and physiology, we are apex predators. And most people are trying to eat an herbivore diet, which is not going to go well, all right? Now, some people might do better on that than others. They might have some genetic adaptations that have helped them to be able to derive a little more nutrition from those things. But the overwhelming majority of people, they're just not built for it. Anyway, so I wanted to just share. So this is a really nice cotton textured cloth. Can you see that? It's got like this little texture on it and it's really lovely. It gives me very mild exfoliating, and this is just warm water. And I don't scrub my face ever. I literally just like pass it across my skin very gently. And I do just very gentle motions. And again, I'm only interested in removing the loose, dead stuff. I'm not interested in removing my stratum corneum or the horny layer. Okay, that horny layer is that outer layer of the dead skin cells. It's vital for your skin health. Okay, the last thing I want to do is remove that. I don't want to remove it with anything. So I only am interested in removing that very loose stuff that is legit just ready to come off but hasn't quite come off yet. So I'm just supporting my skin. I'm not actually doing something that my skin wouldn't normally do. Yes, our skin slows down the turnover as we get older, but it is a protective mechanism. It is basically to protect us from the sun and the environment, because as we get older, our healing abilities tend to get lower, okay? And our body has all of these protective mechanisms built in to compensate for that. So if you start stripping away that outer horny layer, you start damaging your stratum corneum, which is removing it. Okay, people aren't going to tell you that, but basically by thinning out your stratum corneum and removing your horny layer, that's skin damage. You're causing skin damage. They say skin is healthier because the epidermis is like working really hard to do, well, the part of the epidermis underneath the stratum corneum is working really hard to do what the stratum corneum and the horny layer would be doing. So you're now stressing out that layer of skin that was never designed to work that way, okay? That's not health. That is not the definition of health. That is stress, okay? That is stress. It's a stress response, okay? So the last thing I want to do is trigger that. I want to just keep my skin in that gentle zone. So I use a textured cloth a couple of times a week, and then I use either my 100% cotton flannel cloths, which you guys know I love. This one, it's for castor oil packs, which is why it's this shape, but it's real flannel. Okay, it's like real cotton flannel. And that's a hard material to find for face cloths. So I just buy them for the castor oil packs. They work great. And this works great for a couple of days a week to just keep my skin polished and smooth and really feeling great. But again, I'm very gentle with it. I'd rather do it a little bit longer than do it more aggressively. So again, I just go very gently and I just move it around the skin. And I rinse it frequently to just get some of the dead skin cells off so that I don't keep rubbing them around my face. So that's what I like to do. So I wanted to mention something. For those of you who don't read my community posts, go check that out, because I posted the other day about my daughter and her experience with strep throat. So you might want to go read that post, okay? So this idea that you need to take antibiotics for strep throat, okay? Go check it out. I don't want to say it because the last time I talked about this kind of thing, I ended up getting a strike. And I don't like getting strikes. So go check it out on my community page, okay? I detailed what she did and how easy it was for her, and gave you a little bit of background info on her too. Now, I will say though, you know, if you have a really terrible lifestyle and a terrible diet, you know, it's not so easy to overcome things, but I can tell you the majority of people that I work with don't necessarily have great lifestyles or great diets, and they're able to get over things without taking antibiotics too. Okay, so it's totally possible. And if you don't understand why you don't want to be taking antibiotics, then I would say you need to do your homework, because there's a lot of reasons why you shouldn't be taking them, okay? They should be the absolute last resort if death is your only other option, but it's not a good thing. They do really, really, really bad things to your body, okay? Even one dose, meaning taking it one time. I don't mean like one dose, but like one round of it can affect your body in very, very dramatic ways. Some people worse than others. Okay, so I do my little cloth. I do my rose spray. This is just pure rose water. I got this at TJ Maxx. I don't pay full price for this. And then what you can do is buy the food grade kind, and you can just refill your bottles. I also love the orange blossom water, which is neroli water. And I also use distilled aloe. Actually, I need to go top this off too, because it's getting low. I usually mix them together, so I end up with this nice little combo. So I just spritz my face down and I let it dry down just a little bit. I've been using exclusively, I haven't been using any plant oils. I've been exclusively using animal fats on my skin lately. I have to say, I don't know that I'll be going back to plant oils. The only time I use plant oils is in my sunscreen, because it's all I can get. There is one brand that does have tallow, but they do have plant oils in there as well. So I like the Badger, but it is in sunflower oil, so I'm definitely preferring animal fats on my skin. My skin likes them better. If you tend to have a lot of allergies and sensitivities and stuff, animal fats are going to be the better choice for your skin anyway. And my skin tends to be very sensitive, and I noticed that the animal fats are just so much better for me. And I haven't been using any plant actives on my skin lately either. I've just been doing the animal fats. Well, this is plant extract, but It's just the hydrosol. It doesn't have like essential oils in it or anything. So it's not real strong. It's very mild and very gentle. But yeah, so my skin will stay absolutely beautiful all day long. So my skin doesn't get dry, dehydrated. It will actually stay beautiful all day. And I'm going to put a little bit of mineral powder on. I'm going to use one that has a really good SPF in it today. Again, I'm not going to put this on. I'm not going to be spending a ton of time outside today. I'm not going to use this because, again, the plant oils, my skin isn't loving plant oils lately. So I just save this and use it when I really, really need to. Like if I'm going to go to the ocean or something, I'm going to put this on and then I'm going to put on my mineral powder. But for day to day, I just use the mineral powder. There's something about the dry formula that doesn't bother me at all. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And after I put it on my skin is still going to be glowing and looking really good because my skin is so well nourished. And again, I do believe that, eating a high-fat, animal-based diet, is definitely going to give you the best skin because your skin is getting the building blocks that it needs, the nutrients that it needs, so that your body isn't running on low. Most people don't eat nearly enough protein, and they certainly don't eat enough animal fat. They eat way too many carbs. Carbohydrates don't build your skin, okay? They don't build any cell in your body, all right? That's protein and fat, okay? And when your body is burning fat for energy, you're in what's called beta oxidation. Your body makes more ketones, okay? And your cells actually thrive with fatty acids, okay? It thrives. You get significantly more ATP for your mitochondria from 1 gram of fat than you do from carbohydrate, and it's a much cleaner system the way your body utilizes it, okay? When you take the whole thing into account. Some places will actually, not some places, but some sites will try to wrangle you into believing something different. But when you consider glucose metabolism and what is involved, and then when you consider fat metabolism and what is involved, the fat metabolism is the clear winner, okay? It is the clear winner, and I will leave you with this. So when it comes to the brain, not the rest of the body. So when it comes to the body has to prioritize glucose because glucose, if it remains in your blood, is toxic. And it starts to kill your cells. It starts to damage your cells. So the insulin has to come in, sweep it up, get it the hell out of there as quick as possible, just like alcohol. So when you drink alcohol, your body pauses. It just pauses everything metabolically as far as like burning fat or burning, whatever. It pauses because it has to process the alcohol first. So the body prioritizes glucose because it has to process that first. It doesn't prioritize it because it's preferred. It prioritizes it because it becomes very dangerous to the body, all right? And a lot of people don't understand this, okay? So that's why that happens. But when it comes to your brain, because of the blood-brain barrier, it doesn't have the same issue, okay? So things do not work metabolically the same in the brain. So when you consume fat and glucose, carbohydrates, fat, okay? You ingest that. The body always prefers the ketones, always, 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 always. If it has the choice, equal, or even if glucose is, if all things are considered, it is always choosing the ketones, and it will use the glucose last. So the brain absolutely prefers ketones, which makes sense when you understand the physiology. When you start looking at the big picture and you start understanding the physiology, it's clearly obvious that the body prefers the fatty acids for fuel, all right? And that's what helps to build our skin, the fatty acids, the protein, and the fat soluble nutrients, and all nutrients, of course, but especially a lot of the fat soluble nutrients that people are not getting enough of. Okay, they're not nearly getting enough. Okay, so change your diet, take care of your skin. Try not to stress your skin out. All right, signing out.